and welcome to another video. So I'm very excited for today's video because today I am doing the Spring Fling-A-Ween. This is a Halloween themed readathon hosted by Gabby Reads and Olivia Reads a Latte, so thank you so much for hosting. It's taking place on April 27th through April 30th. However, I want to expand the fun, so I'm going to be starting today, which is Monday the 25th, so that I have Monday through Saturday for like the whole readathon. So there are 3 prompts for this readathon. The first one is read a book with pink or yellow on the cover. The second prompt is to read a backlist thriller, and the third prompt is to make a fall themed drink or pastry. So I have lots of options, I have way too many options. I have like all of these books plus an ebook. So top priority is Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. This has pink and yellow on the cover and it's backlist because it was written in 2018, I think. 2017. It was written in 2017. So this is a thriller about this woman whose daughter goes missing, and then like 10 years later or something, she starts dating this guy and he introduces her to his daughters, and one of his daughters looks exactly like her daughter that went missing, 10 years ago. I've been looking forward to this for a really long time and I've been saving it for this readathon, so I'm really excited to get to this. This is top priority. It fits both of the categories and I just really want to read it. These other books I have are like in case I finish reading that one and I want to read something else. The first one is Stay Awake. Can't remember the author, but it's something golden. I'll have it. This is an ARC I got from NetGalley, so thank you so much to NetGalley for approving that ARC. This is a psychological thriller with an unreliable narrator and I'm very excited to get to that. It's like about this lady that wakes up in a taxi and like has no idea how she got there, and she's covered in blood, and she's like has to figure out what happened so that she's not, found guilty for whatever happened that got this much blood on her. That one is kind of second priority. It has red and yellow on the cover, so it's like kind of close to, it's got yellow, so it does fit one of the prompts. Originally I was going to read this one, but I have so many other ones that it's not going to be part of this because it's not even a thriller. Then I have these other 4 books that are backups. This one is a very small one called Disappearance by Jude Watson. This is in the Premonition series. I read the Premonition book. I think it's just called Premonitions actually. So I read Premonitions like years and years and years ago and I absolutely loved it. And I had this book for quite a while, so this will be like a really quick 1-hour read, honestly. It's like 200 pages, but like tiny 200 pages. I don't know too much about this except it's a paranormal thriller and I think somebody goes missing. So then we have Along Came a Spider by James Patterson. I've read one of his Alex Cross books like, I don't know, 7 years ago, and I really, really loved it. So I'm going to start from the beginning, and this is the first Alex Cross book. Basically, this is just a detective thriller. So then these 2, we have The Fear by Natasha Preston, which I've talked about like in 6 other videos, and I might get to it. Oh, I don't know if I said, but pink on the cover, pink on the cover. This one has red, but we could pretend that it's pink. Yeah, don't know much about this one besides that it's a thriller. And then this one, The Suffering, the lettering is pink. It looks a little bit red on camera, but it's pink. So this is called The Suffering. This is the second book from The Girl in the Well, which I read last year, and I found this secondhand in amazing condition. This one also fits both the prompts because it's got pink on the cover and I think it's backlist. Yeah, 2015. So this also fits all of the categories. So, I like to give myself a lot of books to choose from because I've recently been a mood reader and I don't really want to be like, I'm gonna read this book and then this book because I don't know. I just don't know. I started reading this one yesterday, The Elite by Kiera Cass. This is the second book in the Selection series, and I also bought the whole Selection series. Right after I said that I wasn't going to be buying any more books, and I was doing really good about that, so. Anyways, so this has red on the cover. It's not pink, there's no yellow, and it's not a thriller, but like, I'm really enjoying it. So this might find its way through the week. Anyways, those are my plans. I guess I'll update when I finally read something. morning. It is Tuesday. Sorry I'm not looking cute. I did not feel like getting dressed today, so I didn't. And like, I'm not gonna see any real people today, so it doesn't matter. Anyways, so I did not get that much reading done yesterday. I made it to page 30, so I really did not make a dent in this like at all, but I got a good idea of the characters and the tone of the story and stuff, and like that's always good. So basically what's happening is we're seeing a couple different timelines and we're getting a couple different points of view. One of the points of view is the mother. It's about how she feels with her daughter going missing, both back when it happened, and then we also have some current times of her like missing her child and how she interacts with her remaining children. That feels insensitive. And then we're also getting timelines back to the daughter Ellie that went missing, and like the way the narration happens, it's like it's a current timeline, but it's almost like it's her reflecting on that timeline. It's like, oh, things would have been different if I stopped here, things would have been different if I didn't say this, if I didn't do that. And I'm really curious how this like multiple timeline thing is going to go through, especially because like with the premise of the story, supposedly she's still alive, just living with another family. So this pumpkin spice coffee is actually from, you know, last fall. And I thought that the coffee was going to be stale because it's kind of what happens with ground coffee. Like after a while, it gets stale. And while it doesn't taste amazing, it didn't really taste amazing the first time either. So it's good for what I need it for. It tastes like fall. Anyways, back to the book. I'm not loving the main character. She's kind of like, she's a glass half empty type of gal, and it just kind of like brings the whole mood of the story down. And like, I get that's the point, like her child literally went missing, but even before her child was missing, she was still like negative Nancy. And I just have a feeling I'm not gonna like her character, along with some of the other things she said. Like, she has some obvious favoritism towards her children. So like, her daughter Ellie is the one that went missing, and she's the youngest kid. And the day that her daughter goes missing, her middle child, I believe, I don't know exactly the ages of the other kids, but she has 3 kids, and her middle kid was like, hey, I'm hungry, because it was, you know, 8 o'clock at night. So she made her some food, and as the middle child is eating the food, the mom is thinking, I wish it was you that was missing and not Ellie. And like, I feel like I'm not gonna enjoy this character based off of that phrasing alone. So I have a lot of work to do today, and I've been keeping up with the Johnny Depp trials, so it's like kind of consuming a lot of my time. I'm trying to get as much reading done as I can. I mean, this is the reason why I gave myself lots of books, and I gave myself this book specifically that fills all the prompts just in case I don't read anything else. Yeah, I'll try to do another update later. I don't know, we'll see how this goes. Okay, so I just got home from work and I'm on page 136, which is very close to chapter 24, so about this far into the book. I'm gonna stop giving synopsises here because I feel like things are starting to happen and I don't want to give anything away. So there was a part where I was like very, very confused because something happened which made my original theory not correct. And then I was confused for a while, but now I have a new theory, and I don't want to say what it is, and I don't want to say what caused this change of theory because I don't want to give anything away. Like, it's a thriller, and that's kind of the whole point. I went from not totally enjoying it, just kind of finding it a little bit dry, to like really, really enjoying it and just kind of reading it more quickly. I'm still having a problem with the main character, the mom of the story. She's still kind of like awful. I still find her to be just a terrible character and a terrible person, but I'm enjoying the story, and it's kind of just dark, and there's no real like good characters, honestly. I've been listening to the audiobook along with it because my drive to work is like 45 minutes, so that's how I've gotten more of it done today. I think plans for the rest of the day, I'm gonna go inside, and my fiance is currently making some ribs, so I think it's just gonna be a beers and ribs and Grey's Anatomy kind of night. So I'll see you tomorrow. So I know what I said yesterday about like not wanting to talk about this plot anymore, but forget I said anything yesterday. I just want to talk about this book. I'm on page 179, which is chapter 29, and I'm in part 2. And I didn't know that there was like different parts and stuff. So originally I didn't want to talk about this book anymore because I thought I figured the plot out. And I didn't want to give any of my thoughts on the plot and stuff if I'm just gonna like give it away, because nobody wants to give a thriller away. Like, that's no fun. So while I still think I know what happened, it turns out there's more to it than that. I'm excited. So part 2 is through a different point of view, and it's from a person I didn't expect to get a point of view from. So if there's gonna be little surprises like this, then maybe I don't know what happened. I don't know, I'm just loving it. There are definitely some parts in part 1 where it kind of like is a little heavy-handed with the clues. And I'm wondering if these like heavy-handed clues might be a red herring. Like, I don't want to get my hopes up because I think I know. Like, I think I know what happened. But how did we get there? I don't know. I just want to read some more. Good morning. So today is actually Monday. I ended up getting sick on Friday and Saturday and kind of part of most of Sunday too. So I didn't feel like filming anything. I did finish reading Then She Was Gone. And I also started Disappearance by Jude Watson. I got to page 36 because that's my usual, I guess. I get to page 36 when I first start reading a book. I was debating carrying this out a couple more days because I'm really enjoying the spooky vibes. Like, I started rewatching Supernatural like when I was sick this weekend. During work, I've been listening to this like spooky background music playlist, and I'm just having such a good time. But I've already had this vlog for like a whole week and I don't want to carry it out any further. So I'm just gonna end it here. I did all of the prompts. Like, this is a backlist book. It's got pink and yellow in the cover. And I made a fall inspired drink, my pumpkin spice coffee that I made like a couple of days ago. So I'd say this is a success. So let me tell you about this book. I ended up giving it 4 stars. I ended up really liking it. So I did kind of figure out what was happening, you know, like 100 or so pages in, kind of like I said, and I didn't want to like spoil anything. But I think that was on purpose. Like, I think that the author purposefully gave you clues and purposefully had you figure out what was happening so that she can do twists in other ways. Like, I think it's really clever. It's almost like she knows that there's only so many ways you can do thrillers now. Like, there's only so many storylines, I guess, that you can explore with thrillers. And so what she did is she took a storyline that you can kind of figure out from the start, but added twists that you didn't expect later on. Like, if that makes any sense without me spoiling anything. I think that was done really well. Like, I want to read more of her works now. I also think she did a really good job making unlikable characters. I never once throughout the entire story liked Laurel as a character. She's the mom. Just never once. I understood her motivations and I understood why she was the way she was, but I never once liked her. I don't think there was any characters I was actually reading for, because I didn't like the boyfriend. I didn't really like Ellie, the girl who goes missing. I didn't like the rest of Ellie's family. Like, all of the characters, I didn't like them. It's not like there was anything overtly wrong with them. There wasn't much to like about them. I'm sorry if none of this makes sense. I'm still not feeling great and my brain is working a lot slower than it usually does. I recommend this one if you like thrillers and if you like twists that you see coming, but then also twists that you don't see coming. So now for this one. This is actually the second book in a series, and I read the first one in high school, I think, so 7 years ago? I don't know. I read this a long time ago, but what I like about it is the beginning gives you enough information that it like jogs your memory of it regardless how long ago it was you read it. And I'm like reinvested in the characters with only the first 30 pages. So I am going to be continuing on this book. I'm going to be finishing it, but I don't really know like how good it is. I can't really recommend it. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you again to the host for, you know, hosting this readathon. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe. I just reached 200 subscribers like while doing this readathon, and I'm so thankful. Like, I don't know, like I never really expected to get this far. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will see you next time. Bye.